And now for the Tennessee Volunteers winner of Game 2 in the Hattiesburg Super Regional of 2023, we have Coach Tony Vitello, starting pitcher Chase Dolander, 8 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts on the afternoon. Jared Dickey, 1 for 5 and an RBI. We'll open it up for questions now.
Jared, what did you see on the hit that put you guys ahead for good there, and kind of how emotional of a win is this in coming from behind fashion?
Yeah, no, it's a big-time win for us. I think really just trying to focus on just staying to the ball. We knew that he was going to, he had a little bit of ASR on his fastball, and then he was going to throw his changeup a good bit. So kind of just trying to sit one of those pitches and got a pitch to hit and just did damage with it.
For both Jared and Tony, that fourth inning, what went so well for everyone, but how important was Cal Stark's at bat in that stretch there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have as many baseball terms as Jared just did there in one answer, but there was a lot of fight with the whole group, and Cal Stark was kind of our leader. I mean, that was an incredible AB. He grinded it out, and we didn't have that stuff going on earlier in the year where we responded like that after a difficult inning or picked each other up, whatever it might be. But as the season went on, we've come together, and so we'll look forward to it tomorrow and see if we can continue to do that.
Yeah, no, building off what he said earlier in the year, we wouldn't do that for each other, and just how close this team's gotten, it's really special. And I think we're just doing great things right now. And credit to Cal, he's been working his butt off. Probably works harder than most people that I know. I mean, you should have seen his face there in the 5th inning or 6th. I mean, it looked like he was dying, but he's just putting his life on the line for us. So it was awesome to see.
For Chase and Tony, Chase, just how big was that big 6-run inning for you to kind of collect yourself after you gave up the homer, and what allowed you to settle in from that point on? And then Tony, your vantage point of what Chase was able to do after that inning and then almost throwing a complete game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely calmed me down a lot, just knowing that these guys have my back behind me. And Zane made that diving play in that same inning, and he's like, I got you. So I just started throwing more strikes, just started attacking hitters the way I needed to, and things just started to take off for me, which is really good.
Yeah, I think we would like to delete one pitch from that inning, but otherwise, he was doing what he needed to do. He was going up against good competition, and they had a couple things work together for him, so it made for a difficult inning. But in terms of the rest of the game, it's kind of been the theme. I mean, it's why I think he's going to be so good in pro ball, is the reps add up in pro ball, and as he kind of gets in a rhythm when he's pitching for us, he's been really good all year long.
Tony, we've asked you about Blake a lot over the last month or so, and you talked last week about how his process was better, but just how good was it to see him deliver those 2 big hits, and what went right for him in those at-bats?
Yeah, well, he earned a Dairy Queen birthday cake. It's his birthday, and I just stand by the thing we talked about in Knoxville. The position he's in to hit kind of dictates the result of how it's going to go. And you may hit a ball hard and not get a hit out of it, or you might foul pitch off, whatever it might be, but if you had a predictor on his at-bats, when he's in a good position to hit, really good things happen. And he's facing it's a tough look there for him, obviously a difficult pitcher to face, but kind of like Cal, got determined, if I'm not mistaken, with 2 strikes and really got into his legs, and it made the difference on that particular pitch.
Chase, Tony, why do you think it's so important for the rhythm as well as the resilience of you guys after the 4th inning?
Yeah, I think you have to show, whether it's runs or not, you have to show that you're in the fight. And this is an emotional deal for kids. It's why they, and we kind of act like kids too as coaches. So maybe, we get too much leeway. But I think you got to give everybody a little bit of benefit of the doubt with their emotions, whether they're near a dugout or the other or on the field, because there's so much going on. But if you get beat down, you get beat down, you get beat down, it's hard to have positive vibes or positive emotions. So to respond in a way to that, challenging inning where he gets a breather, first of all, but also just to show that we're truly in the fight was really important. And in the first game, we did that to start the day, and Storm was so good we couldn't finish the job, but that mentality and that approach made it a winning day for us.
Yeah, just kind of going based off of what he said, just knowing that this team can come back from something like that just builds a lot of confidence for us, and like you said, builds that resiliency in us. And I feel like that's going to help us a lot down the road. I know we don't have much more to go, but but just being able to have that knowledge of what we need to do and how we need to do it is just huge for us.
Kind of following up on the emotions, Tony, how high were they running? Especially, it looked like some back and forth with the home plate ump and Frank and him talking and things like. Was it getting a little out of control at that point, and how did you kind of corral that?
Yeah, probably me out of control. I think Frank was kind of more trying to angle and make points, and then he was doing a good job of kind of keeping us at bay because Hall works so quick, and we talked about it. He preys on frustration, and he does a lot to frustrate you because he's so good. And one of those things is to work really quick, and we had talked about making sure we take our time or take ownership of the box and be ready to go when you're ready to go. So that's kind of how that flared up. But I think it was handled well, especially, like I said, because, we're all fired up over on our side. But, again, when you're fighting for your season, whether it be one of the two teams here or anywhere across the country, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. We saw that in our regional, and we saw it here. So, thankfully, it led to a good finish, but there's all kinds of ups and downs going on over in that dugout.
Coach, Chase mentions about the play at third by Zane. Obviously, hindsight 2020 now and how you were able to respond after that. But in the moment, did it feel like maybe a game changer, or now does it feel like a game changer? Yeah, it does. Now, to be honest with you, it's difficult to have much feeling about anything. It was such a long day, and it was a long night last night. Per the weather, we're sitting around waiting, so it feels like it's been a week-long deal. But you wouldn't have it any other way. You certainly want to be playing more than you want to be, at home or not getting the opportunity to play. So we're grateful for that. But it's been a long day, and I think the vibe I got from our dugout, it was a quick, good job. Chase certainly, Burnsy finished the game and with an exclamation, but it was a quick turn of page and, keep coming together tomorrow.
Coach, this one's for you. Yesterday, completely different day. Southern Miss goes up 4-0, but today, obviously, different day, so things change. What did you see differently from USM today?
I got to be honest. We just walked past some of their players, and you got to say good job. I'm looking at the box score for something that stands out. But the first inning, we got a good punch from them. But at the same time, we could have made a play here, could have made a play there. So I really didn't see that huge of a difference. The scoreboard obviously dictates opinions of fans and media, and you look at the stat sheet and all that. But this is what it's supposed to be, is good competition. Last year, our team talked all the time about fierce and deep competition is what you want. That's what Tom Brady, I believe, spoke on in his retirement deal, one of his retirement deals. So he's still retired, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Final three questions right here.
Yeah, Jared, your two-strike approach, are you shortening up more now than you did early in the season, or has anything changed there for you?
I'm not going to lie to you guys. That last at-bat where I did it, I was kind of just trying something because I couldn't pick up the ball from that guy. So, yeah, I don't even know. I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow or not. I guess I'll talk to him about it.
Doing that before that key hit before there, or you got it short at that point?
Oh, no, I wouldn't have short at that point.
Honesty is the best policy, I guess.
Absolutely.
Tony, Burke's home run's one of the longest I've ever seen hit here, one hop the church. I don't want to sound like a stupid question, but how big was it at that time in the game?
Well, they say in school, I didn't pay attention that much, but every question's a good question. I think, it's kind of like a basketball game. 2 points is 2 points. And I'm only referencing, I've been buddies with basketball coaches that are good dudes, and we got the best dude ever at our place. But, sometimes when you have an emphatic dunk, it can kind of shift the momentum a little bit. So, yeah, at times for us this year, he's hit them so long, it kind of changes the entire mood in the dugout, not just based off the scoreboard. Now, for today, I think it was just, again, to make sure we got something on the board. And, we knew we were facing that guy. Come on, everybody in the park knows he's one of their best guys because they got a lot of good pitchers. But you got your work cut out for you when you're facing that guy. And you never know. It could turn into a frustrating day where you're hitting some balls hard like Hunter Inslee did early in the game. But you'd like something to show for it. And he gave us something to show for it. And, yeah, it did have a little extra to it, which was great. But that's something we've seen out of him since Grand Canyon. If you've ever been to that school, you're sitting him in the parking garage. So he's capable of doing that, again, when he uses his best swing.
Final question.
Tony, Jared just has 2 hits so far this weekend, but both 2 outs, 2 strike, RBI hits. Why is he able to deliver in those clutch moments when he's maybe not at his best?
You want to chime in or not? To me, to not sound too corny, Jared Dickey's always at his best. An interesting beginning to our relationship in his time on campus, and ever since then, every day is an incredible day to be around Jared Dickey, and I'd say it whether he's sitting here or not. And maybe, again, parallel to our team. In August, it wasn't a fun team to be around. It was awkward. And there was a lot of space between the players and the coaches, the players and the players, even the players and the managers on a couple of occasions. And since then, we've been coming together. And again, I think the cool thing about these guys, it was an emotional win, but there was a quick reflection on it and then move forward to tomorrow and give us another day so we can try and come together a little bit more.
Coach Vitello, Chase, Jared, congratulations on the big win today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
This concludes today's press conference. Thanks, everyone.
Good job, Joe. A little shaky, Jared.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Good job, Jared.